Hi, I'm a current student at Emerson College, and I'm in a class specifically studying the spectacle that's going on within our politics. And many have argued that Trump has a lot to do and to blame with the current political environment that is happening in our country. But he's been absent at the last few debates, and we've seen the same level of spectacle going on with soundbite wording and seemingly petty catfights that have been going on in stage. So my question is this the bar that is set that we should grow accustomed to, or is there a sense of urgency to get back to a level of decorum and professionalism within our government?
You haven't seen it from me. You just haven't seen it from me. I have not participated in that. That's mostly been fights between Nikki and Vivek, mostly. A little bit from Tim Scott when he was in the race. I think they were arguing about the curtains at the UN ambassador's residence in New York. I didn't feel like I had anything to add to that. So, because I'd never seen the curtains. I didn't know if I liked them or not or whatever. And, you know, look, I haven't participated in that because I have not found any of the arguments to be the least bit illuminating on the most important issues that we have before us in this country. And so I think the only way to change and raise the bar is by your own conduct. Like, it starts there. And by doing that, you're trying to set an example for everybody else that, you know, we can have disagreements, and we do, but you don't need to have the circus-like atmosphere you've seen. Now, do I think Trump contributes to that? Sure, because politicians are pretty simple people most of the time, and they see who won, and then they try to imitate the person who won because then they hope they win. They're always kind of a cycle behind, unfortunately, and what people liked 8 years ago, I don't think they still like today. But I've been disconcerted by some of the stuff I've seen on the stage. And my view on it is that the only way for me to change that is for me to conduct myself differently, and I have. And if you look at the last debate in Miami, I did two things that nobody else on the stage did. One, I didn't get into that bickering with anybody. I didn't fight with anybody on that stage that night. And two, I actually answered the question I got asked by the moderator. And like that, you know, I didn't like go, oh, wait a second, I didn't memorize an answer to that. Let me make sure, and I know you guys understand this from your own jobs, like, that's not the way it works. You can't memorize an answer and then hope that's the question you get, and if it's the question you don't get, you give the answer anyway. Right? I mean, gosh, I look at Ron DeSantis, and I think every time he's done, like, spitting out one of those memorized answers, he looks relieved. Right? He's like, oh, okay, I memorized that one, I got it out, and okay, go to another person, please. Right? This job is about being tough enough and a good enough listener that when the problem comes up, you listen to it, you process it, and you answer it. And you don't change your answer, right? You don't change your answer because you get some pushback. You know, you saw this week with Governor Haley, right? She gave this answer about saying that everybody who goes on social media should have to register their names. No more anonymous stuff on social media. Well, okay, that sounds okay when you first hear it, but then you think to yourself, like the Federalist Papers that formed the debate for our Constitution, that were written by Hamilton on one side and Madison on the other, were anonymous. They were printed anonymously, back and forth. Why? Because Hamilton and Madison said, we don't want our political baggage to influence what argument people go for. We just want the arguments to rule the day. There are times when people want to express their opinion. They have a right to express their opinion in this country, and they don't have to put their name to every opinion they express. So she got pushback on that. Then she said, no. What I mean is, like, I want more civility, and if everybody knows that your pastor is going to be reading what you say on social media, then you'll be more civil. So then the answer, the response back was, so you still want everybody's name. She, in fact, said to one guy on a podcast, I want your driver's license, so I know that you are who you say you are. Then she got more pushback on that, and she said, no. I wasn't referring to Americans. I was referring to those Russian and Chinese bots. Now, look, I have no love for the Russian or Chinese bots, but I've never met a Russian or Chinese bot that has a pastor. So I think she wasn't exactly telling us the truth. She gave a position. I'll take her word for it. That's what her position was. But if you get pushback and then you start backing up, You keep backing up, you're going to back up right off the cliff. And so part of restoring civility and a higher degree of debate to our public discussions is taking a position and being willing to take the heat that comes with it. Because in this country, the only person who agrees with you 100% of the time is you, right? Nobody, and I've been married for 37 years, if I do like 55% at home, it is a killer week. Killer, right? Because Mary Pat's got different opinions. We've been together all these years, but she's got her own opinions, and she's going to express them, and we're going to have disagreements about things. But you listen to other people, and if they convince you, you can change your mind. But not if in the political context you get a little pushback and all of a sudden, whoa, 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 whoa. You got to worry about that, because then there's nothing you can count on. Who's going to be the last person in her ear? Will that be the person who gets the argument of the day because they pushed a little harder than you pushed or could push? So these are important things. And I hope that the next debate, they'll be down from 5 to 4. Now, Vivek will still be there, so I'm sure there'll be some comedy. But in the end, I hope that what happens then is that Ron and Nikki and I get to have a real serious discussion about our views. I think the last debate was better than the first two in that regard. I think everybody did a little bit better. And hopefully we're grading on a curve. You know, we can get a little bit better in Alabama on December 6th. I intend to try to do exactly what I did the last time. Answer the questions and tell you what I really believe. And then you can decide whether that's for you or not.